Well, great morning, Surge 365 family. This is your host, Marilyn Malachi, out of Maryland, and I want to say a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the callers catching the replay of our call. Here at The View, it's so much clearer with a variety of ideas, not only to enhance your wealth, but we bring you motivation, we bring you leadership, and yes, we bring you winning ways to help you thrive, to level up, to become that all-week warrior in building your Surge 365 business network. It is Motivational Monday, so get ready to be educated, inspired, and empowered. Oh, my goodness. If you guys have not had a chance to listen to the Winners Win training, you want to listen to that. It is powerful. But right now, I got to introduce to you these powerful speakers this morning. Powerful couple. They are partners in life, partners in business, founding members of Surge. They are sharing the business of success of Surge 365. They're team builders, Karma Club members. They're multiple $1,000 bonus earners, love having fun, love taking care of people, love just spreading the word. And I want to introduce to you Ken and Cynthia Reed, and their title today is Are You Running on Empty? Ken and Cynthia Reed, welcome to Motivational Monday. Welcome to The View.
Well, thank you, Marilyn.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
For all you do. And, it's really important to understand that sometimes we get to running and we run, and then we feel like we're running on empty, Sometimes you're running a little short on energy, and we need to know how to recharge ourselves and get going. So Cynthia is going to share a little bit with you.
Before we do, I just want to say great morning, great afternoon, great evening to everyone who's catching the replay of this call. I'll tell you what, it's been 18 years that we've been with the founders of this company tomorrow, and time flies so fast. One thing that I do know that there are different ways of being productive. Being productive isn't always a title. We have been in so many different places and situations. How long y'all been in that thing? That thing. Well, we've been in other businesses too, but even though we were in those other businesses, not as long as this one, we had way less productivity doing a whole lot more work than we do in this particular one. So let that marinate for a minute. Depends on who you follow and who stays with you. But let's talk about staying the course when you're running on empty. When you define productivity, it talks about having the power of producing or generating or creating something that is producing readily or abundantly. Now, that does not necessarily have to happen overnight. Many times it will not happen overnight. Just Google up the Chinese bamboo tree and watch how it grows. But today we're going to review 10 tips on how to help us, talking about us family, stay productive. Mr. Reed, number 10.
Hey, I get started at the top, and we're going to work on down. Hey, but you know what? Note this, that the best times when you feel you are most productive, because some people don't feel very productive early in the morning. They're not early risers. And then there's other people that feel more productive in the afternoon, and then some, the evening is better for them. So we need to note the time that we feel the most productive, because when we do that, then it gives us it actually helps us to be able to know how we can work and we can relate and interact with others that we're working with. Because remember, we're in the business, and it's our business, but we're never alone because we have a team of people working with us. So don't feel as if you're forced yourself to do everything, because there's always something else that needs to be done, and there are people that will actually fit into that time frame. So, number 9, set boundaries on your availability. When you don't value your time and you don't show people that you value your time, guess what? They'll disrespect you. They'll not value your time. So it's always good to set boundaries. Let people that you're going to be working with know when your productive times are, when the best time to get in touch with you and be able to communicate, because we're all different. And, we can be flexible and we can make some adjustments so that we can make everything run smoothly. But always remember and don't fear to set boundaries. Cynthia?
Number 8, let's do the hard things first, y'all. Now, a few weeks back, and even some months, there have been calls that have talked about Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. You can't look at that book too many times because we all fall into the human habit of, this is too hard. I'll do the easy stuff first. Well, before you make an omelet, you got to crack that egg, okay? The egg is on the inside. The shell is on the outside. I'd like to see somebody try to make an omelet inside out. Can't do it. You got to crack it. So let's crack whatever it is that is causing us to say, it's just too difficult to do. I'll just put it off. You put it off, you put it off, and put it off. Time doesn't care. It's going to be what it is until we decide to tackle it. So be productive. Do the hard stuff first. Number 7, we got to limit our distractions. Our pastor did a beautiful job yesterday of talking about distractions. And what's a distraction? It's an everyday occurrence these days. A distraction, defined-wise, is something that draws our attention away or takes our focus in another direction. It's anything that prevents us from concentrating, and the distractions can cause disorder by creating a chaotic mental storm. That was me. I call it chaotic mental storm. Now, you all know what happens when a storm hits a cruise ship, especially if you've been on one. If you haven't, go look at some of those YouTube videos that talk about storms that are really, really bad, and they're cruise ships or maybe cargo ships, oil rigs that are in that storm. The waves get to rocking and to rolling. You start feeling unstable. Things start rolling everywhere. And it's hard to be productive when you feel like you're just reeling out of control. And there's no way to be productive until you stabilize. So what is it that stabilizes you? Mr. Reed, number 6.
Number 6, delegate. Yes, embrace the resources that are available to us. We have a number of different resources, but you don't have to feel like this success journey is something that you do all alone, because it's not. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So to people who are on hand, there are people that are on hand to help and help you accomplish team goals or assignments. Now, an example is there's webinars, there's 3-way calls. There's also help from the corporate office in marketing and travel plans. So keep that in mind. Delegate things. Don't feel as if everything is all on you. Now, number 5, take a break. Yes, every now and then we need to take a break. So we need to refresh our minds so we can get a different perspective of things. So we need to understand taking a break is not a bad thing. It's a positive thing. It actually helps to reduce stress. And also taking a break can actually increase our level of motivation.
Number 4, time blocking. Now, time blocking, you may have heard about it before because it's an established, well-known, and proven productivity strategy. This can actually be a form, y'all, of self-care to delegate time blocks. That just means that all by itself, if you got a task, it's like, okay, I'm going to run this thing to the ground, till the wheels fall off. But that can lend itself to something that causes you not to be as effective. In fact, as a writer, and those of you who are writers, cooks, whatever, if there's something that you do really well, it's almost like it's second nature to you. And you go and you go and you go, and it feels so natural. But then it's such a part of you that when you're done with it, like I don't anymore, I try not to. When I get a creative thought, I can be at the computer for literally 5-6 hours and never move. That's what happens when the focus is so intense. But that's not good for the body because we're not meant, even AIs break down and freeze, right? So we have to literally, sometimes for me anyway, I know I have to do this, is set a clock of 60 to 90 minutes. Get up, take that break that Kenny just talked about. Stretch, walk around, grab some tea. I don't eat because that means all the blood is rushing to my stomach. So the thing is, you have to sort of say, listen, I got to take time out for me to be more effective. Don't be anxious for anything. We're going to cover that toward the end. Number 3, there's a thing called the 5-minute rule. And what's the 5-minute rule? Like to hear it? Here we go. 5-minute rules. They help people to avoid putting things off. In other words, it's kind of related to that eat that frog, do that stuff, that hard stuff right away. But this one, it's like, I got to do it. So I'm going to spend 5 minutes on it. That's like jumping the deep end. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, we're done. But 5 minutes. Spend 5 minutes to tell yourself, I've been putting it off. I'm going to do it. Set that clock. Bang. Now, 5-minute countdown, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when the alarm hits 0, when your timer hits 0, so, oh, well, it wasn't so bad after all. Now you can go to your email. You can check, answer them, delete the spam, whatever it is. It can be just even picking up the phone and telling somebody about a business you're excited about and inviting them to a presentation. Oh, the phone weighs 5,000 pounds. No, it doesn't. It fits in your pocket. It's very, very small. So let's employ the 5-minute rule, and we can dovetail some of these other things that we talked about to help us be more productive. We got 2 more to go. Ken, number 2.
Okay, we need to set small goals. Now, do a little at a time instead of trying to do everything all at once. You know, some people just put too much pressure on themselves. But if you think about it this way, it's good to know how long it's going to take you to do something, but it's also good to know that, hey, I don't have to really rush this thing, because when we start rushing things, we forget things, okay? And we don't take that time out to take a break and inhale and exhale. You got to feel relaxed, and you want things to move smoothly. So let's break it down, set small goals, although we have large dreams, but still everything starts out small and grows. So we start with that small, and now we're going to, once again, have bite-sized things, so it's easier to move along that way. Cynthia?
You know, there's those big old Reese's Pieces and there's itty-bitty chunky pieces in the bag. I don't eat that stuff anymore, so have at it, y'all. You know, just break it down, like Kenny said, in bite-sized pieces. And number 1, drum roll, stop multitasking. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. That is such a lie that we were taught, at least in my generation. I can say that now, I'm old enough. It's like, ooh, you are good at multitasking. You put it on your resume. It was burning our brains out. You know what that's called? Say it with me. Toxic, repeat, toxic productivity. Did you say it? I didn't hear all y'all. Toxic productivity. This is an unhealthy obsession with being productive. You are putting stuff first instead of what God created in you to be, which is productive first. Okay? Now, if we put anything over our wellness, over our self-care, over our relationships, we get stressed. We get burnt out, not burnout, burnt out. And there are a lot of negative effects on the mental and the physical health. Last time I checked, we were all about healing nations with vacations, about helping others pursue empowerment to help build wealth as we define it for ourselves, and travel the world or just be able to cross the state lines. What's the key that causes all of us to be in the same boat, so to speak? What's the key that causes us to be stable? It's the fact that we don't have to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. So what if somebody runs and gets that $200,000? So what if they run and get that $60,000? So what if they don't get the $1,000 bonus this time? We all got different stuff going on in our lives, and so let's paint the picture, keep it real. Nobody should ever feel that they are being dictated to. If they don't want to drive a Bentley and they happy driving a brand new Buick, let them. Celebrate that. So however this business makes a difference to you in your life or in the lives of your team members, respect that. And just know that the company has your best interest at heart, and we don't have to do it alone. Getting down to that priority thing, Philippians 4:6-7. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Verse 7, then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand, because His peace and only His peace will guard our hearts and minds as we live in Christ Jesus. Marilyn, back to you.
Wow. Ken and Cynthia Reed, I am so appreciative every Monday morning when you guys are on. You always bring a powerful message, and I thank you for being longtime supporters and leaders on The View and within Surge 365, so I thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the playback number is 712-432-1085. The PIN number is 261118#. Our announcements for today, if you've missed the latest Winners Win training, you definitely want to get that with Dr. Chris Coakley. But even more powerful, get to the Baltimore Winners Win workshop this weekend. The information is in your back office. Also, get the latest information on Corporate Corner. And if you have missed this Circle of Champions call, the playback number is the View number, and the PIN number is 474-053#. Please stay plugged in for your company news and announcements on your mobile Touch 365 and through your upline. Next up is Team Success Force coming up at 8 a.m. The number is 563-999-5283. No PIN numbers needed. This does conclude our announcements for today. Tune in tomorrow on Leadership Tuesday. And remember, your wants show up in your conversation. Your expectations show up in your behavior. Expect more. Let's do more. We're doing more in 2024. See you all, guys, at Winners Win Workshop. But I'll see you tomorrow morning. Listen to you tomorrow morning on Leadership Tuesday. Have a great day.